Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of SPH Rocket Podcast Network. Today, we are diving once more into the life of one of our amazing hired VAs and, of course, explore the beauty of remote work. And again, my name is Sweet, and I'll be your host for today. And without further ado, let's get to know our guests a little bit better. Hello, Elaine. I almost call you Teresa, but you prefer Elaine. Yeah. Hi, Elaine. Morning.
Hi
Welcome to the
there.
podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you in the podcast too. So yeah, right off the bat, let's talk about your experiences as a VA. What is your background and how did you start your journey as a virtual assistant in Sphere Rocket?
Yes. Actually, I think I applied year 2021. I believe that was on May, and I worked as a BPO worker before as a customer service representative, and then I actually don't know anything about freelancing at that time. And then, life was so hard and was drowning into debts. And I do have two young kids. And that's when I decided to search about how I can, make more money aside from my work. And so I came across with the Facebook page of Spee Rocket. And that's when I decided I was saying to myself that I should try this maybe I'll be hired. So without any further ado, I decided to loan a laptop. I didn't have the security of gaining a work, but I took the risk. I applied through Spear Rocket. I think that was first week of May, and then I got a call after 10 or 15 days.
Yeah.
So I was doing the initial interview. They were asking for my background, and I told them that I am a newbie in the world of freelancing. I don't know much about freelancing, but I am very hardworking and I would like to do my very best. And after, I got a call, and then after 2 days, I got into an interview, and then the process was then smooth. After that, the next thing I know is that I got already my first client interview, and then right off the bat I got hired. I think we were seven at that time, and I was chosen to be the VA.
Wow, you were chosen as a VA among seven candidates. So, what do you
Yeah.
think was your edge at that time that you were able to land the client among those seven candidates?
Well, I think despite of being a newbie, it's my confidence in my personality that got me the job. Although that I was very honest with the client. Her name was Diane Dillard. I worked for her for quite a long time, and then I think I'm just being honest to her and just being myself while doing the interview. I told her that I would do my best and I'm willing to learn everything, even though I'm a newbie. So I think that was my edge with the other candidates. Although they have more professional background and more experience than me, I think the client loved my personality.
Yeah, I think like it's really like your personality and your authenticity that might stand stood out at that time to for you to land the client. And I can see it right now that you have that really that confidence. And yeah, I want to go back with you mentioned a while ago that you loaned a laptop, so that was a bold
Yeah,
move for you
yeah.
to like really push through to a venture that you don't have like the assurance for you to really let the client for no who knows how long, right? So what was like your thought process at that time when you were like trying to buy a laptop and just go and push and try being or applying as a virtual assistant?
Well, actually, was in my head was that I'm so tired of this situation. It was after the pandemic, and then, you know, I was the only one working, and for me that, you know, I have two young kids, I need to provide future for them, and for actually I was not expecting that I'll be hired right away, but I just took the chance because um I know to myself that I'm a very hardworking person. So I was thinking that what if I cannot pay the laptop on time because it was on 6 months installment, and so I took the risk. I learned on my own on YouTube, and then I just put in myself that I really need to do this and I need to work harder so I could pay this. And I was really thankful that, you know, the first agency that I saw was Ski Rocket, because they were very what do you call this, considerable to me at that time, despite being honest that I came from a BPO and don't have any knowledge about freelancing. They took the time to train me. There was a training, and they give me some tips on how to pass the interview for the client. So it was amazing experience that up until right now I do have a client, you know, until right now. It's not BM Dillard anymore, it's another client, but yeah.
Yeah, still with Sphere Rocket, right?
Yeah.
Love that. So, like, 2021, not me counting live. So 3 years, going four
Yeah.
years with
Yes.
Sphere Rocket. Wow. So at that time, just curious, Elaine, do you have like a plan B at that time when you like purchased that laptop and really just searching on the internet, like whoever agency or company I land on, like, do you have like a plan B at that time?
To be honest with you, there was no plan B, there was no plan C or anything. There was only plan A, and that was to, you know, to give my best and to try, because what do you call this? So there were times that my kids doesn't have milk, they don't have their
Mhm.
needs, and it was just, you know, being poor or out of money at that time that pushed me to my limit to learn something. I learned social media, I learned social media marketing, cold calling, real estate. I almost
Wow.
learned everything in YouTube. I just really did try my best, and I actually did not thought that I was capable of learning those kind of things, because I thought I was just limited to being a call center agent. And um, yeah, that was it. Actually, there was no plan C, no plan B or anything. Before actually Spear Rocket, I got hired as a cold caller, but I was not. The client that I got hired for, I did not receive any pay for 15 days. So yeah, that was really very harsh, and that was like also an experience to me. And then yeah, after that cold calling, it was Spear Rocket.
Yeah, really love the conviction. And I'm sorry about your experience with your other client prior to Sphere Rocket. Yeah, so really, I feel like it's really the conviction and it's like an all or nothing situation at that
Yeah.
time that you have, like this or not at all. So yeah, so now that you're going like 4 years with Sphere Rocket and going strong, how did Sphere Rocket or being a VA like change your life right now compared to before?
Well, in every aspect, it changed from financial to, you know, the and work and life, you know, balance. Because before, when I was working at the BPO, I'm really stressed most of the time. I work 8 hours, but I feel like I'm working 12 hours a day. The travel going to the workplace is very hard, and I also work graveyard at the BPO, but it's different. I work graveyard right now, but it's not stressful. The client that I work for, he's very kind. There's no stress at all. We're like friends in a professional way,
Mhm.
and the financial stability, like it's really different. That I can say that this is like a perfect moment for me, that I was able to get hired and was able to change my life into something better. I actually met Miss Shereen and the CEO, um, Mr. Justin in Manila when they came. So I really went there and I got the chance to take a picture and spoke with them. So it was really an honor to be part of Spear Rocket. Everything is so amazing.
Yeah, meeting the CEO and the on-site CEO. So how was that experience for you?
It was really fun. I was having a fever when I went to Manila, but I'm trying to, to not to be weak because I really wanted to meet them. I got a picture with them. I get to spoke with them and other, VA, hired VAs and staff in Spear Rocket, and they were really nice people. They were very professional and they're very fun to be with, and you'll learn a lot from them.
Wow, that was really great. And yeah, so as a mom, working mom full time, and now working mom and then full time VA, real estate VA. So how do you like manage it now? Because you've been like working for quite a while now, right? So how do you master that dynamic to maintain that balance between your personal and professional life?
Well, the good thing about working from home and working with, the client of Spear Rocket, they're not like the usual work in the Philippines wherein you'll need to be in your seat or you need to be at your work like for the whole 8 hours. So when I work, especially if I finish my task on time or let's just say early, I can get out of my work. I can be done within 5 hours and still be able to attend my kids' needs. Let's just say if they want food or they're going to school or they have an event to the school, I could ask my client and tell them about the matters, and you're not really required to be at your seat for like the whole 8 hours. And I think um, it's really manageable if you work from home and you have a client that is very kind because you can just manage your way there.
Yeah, that was really great. So, as a real estate assistant, virtual assistant, Elaine, so now can you give us a little bit of like a background on re- how does a real estate virtual assistant work? Like, what are like the day-to-day tasks of like your role for the benefits of our viewers, of course, who also want to learn about real estate, being real estate VA.
Well, my task involves every time I log into my shift, I make sure to post first in our social media platforms with my client. I create Facebook marketing photos in her Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. She'll be providing me with those contents, and I'll be the one to edit it. And then after posting to the social media platforms, I make sure my client has agents under her. So I'm also assisting those agents. So I attend to their needs, whatever they need. If, for example, they need some contents, they need anything, they need assistance. So I make sure to attend those needs. And another part of being a real estate agent is to make sure that the client's CRM is updated. So I make sure to open up the KB Core and Stellar CRM and make sure that everything is updated. Um, my my clients' needs are being assisted, and some admin works. It's not it's not a lot, but those are the tasks. Are my daily tasks. There are some instances where my client like have a special request assignments or special projects that she wants me to research on, but that's only like let's just say twice a week, something like that.
Yeah, very like very whole or all around with the task like with social media and admin works and something like that. Really helping your clients and your clients' agents for the like all of the tasks that they needed help on. And yeah, and you mentioned a while ago, I just remember that you have like the skills that you didn't actually realize that you were able to learn, right, when
Yeah.
you were starting as a VA. So now, what are like your favorite, or let's say top three favorite skills that you were able to learn during your experience as, or during your journey as a virtual assistant?
Well, first of all, the thing that I have best was for me was communication. That's the only thing I have, and customer service because I'm working at the BPO before. But then I realized, or as I am on my fourth year in SPH Rocket, I was able to master social media manager or marketing. I was able to do Canva designing or graphic design, and I was able to be able to create some website designs. So from I'm not just like a real estate virtual assistant, but I'm like an all around um,
Yeah.
virtual assistant. I know how to manage her CRMs. I know how to do website designing. I also know how to SEO or to create Facebook ads. So my clients or my client in Spear Rocket love the way I am very flexible with the task and very easy to learn with with some other tasks. So those are the skills that I was able to own, and thanks to the Spear Rocket training materials as well, because they provide like weekly trainings. So I was able to get some ideas as well and learn from that as well.
Yeah, very well-rounded skills that you have, really, that you have gained along your journey with like Sphere Rocket. And you mentioned, yeah, um trainings with Sphere Rocket. So how was your like experience with those like trainings that like Sphere Rocket have provided for you during your, like, when you were still starting with Sphere Rocket?
Well, it's very helpful and very useful, of course, because they will not only provide one topic in a week, but there's a lot that you can learn. So let's just say, for example, that whenever you have questions, whenever you have any inquiries from the Spear Rocket team, they will be able to provide you assistance using their training folders. And I was able to get a lot of knowledge by those trainings that they provided. Some of it were recorded, and some of it were live meeting wherein they teach you for an hour or so. And I was able to gather a lot of ideas in there. I was able to hone my skills more during those trainings.
Lovely. Yeah, so now, Elaine, that you have been, like, of course, you've been 4 years with the VA industry. So from a beginner transitioning to experienced real estate VA. So if we have listeners right now who are also like wanting to begin to become a virtual assistant, and also like you, uh the mom, working mom as well, who are listening with us. So can you give them like what are the piece of advice that you could give them?
Well, the only thing that I could give them is some of other people would, give up immediately once they got rejected. But for me, that's not the case. Always try your best no matter how you get rejected. Always look at the brighter side. If you don't get hired for this one opportunity, then there is another door waiting for you. So always do your best. Always be honest during the interviews and doing just be yourself in doing everything, and you'll get it. You'll grab the opportunity. You'll also be a virtual assistant because there were a lot of my friends who are trying to apply for a virtual assistant position, and this is the only piece of advice that I'll be giving to them, that they should be themselves when applying, and they should always show their true colors, when applying. Just be yourself and don't give up.
Just be yourself. Love that. Thank you for that wonderful advice, Elaine. And yeah, before we proceed to our next segment, let's have a quick commercial.
Ever dreamed of swapping your hectic office for a comfy home workspace? At Sphere Rocket VA, we make that dream a reality. Say goodbye to rush hours and hello to remote work. Enjoy more time with family, more time for yourself, all while building your career. Interested? Apply now at www.spherejobs.ph.
Okay, and we're back, still here with Elaine, and it's time for our lightning round. So, Elaine, lightning round are just quick and fun questions. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Which do you prefer, day off or bonus pay?
Day off.
And what is your favorite social media platform?
Instagram.
Cute. And what is your which do you prefer, voice or non-voice?
Non-voice.
And what is your go-to midnight snack?
Popcorn.
Oh wow. And which do you prefer, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. And dream country to visit?
Paris.
Lovely. And most expensive purchase?
MacBook.
Wow. And one word to describe SPH Rocket?
Amazing.
Amazing. Love it. And yeah, thank you so much, Elaine, for sharing your stories and insights with us today. Before I end this episode, if you want to give gratitude or give a shout out to anyone, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I would just like to thank my client, Candy Magnotti. Because of her, I was able to graduate college. So I graduated last January 13. So she helped me all throughout and encourages me to do without, any limits and without any hesitance. So thank you so much, Candy. And I'm so glad to be part of your business.
Yeah, and congratulations to your graduation, Elaine. And yeah, again, thank you so much for being a guest in our podcast. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Stay connected with us on our social medias. We're at Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. Until next time, stay productive, stay positive, and keep reaching for the stars.
Do you want to apply as a Sphere Rocket virtual assistant? Well, look no further because this video is for you. I will be telling you which requirements you will need to submit in order to apply to our new website, plus a few tips and tricks to help you with your initial interview. We have achieved a better way for you to send in your application, so let's begin. Step 1. Visit our website
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Step 2. Fill in the application by inputting your full name, email, number, and other questions that you will need to answer in order to move on to the next step. Step number 3, send screenshots of your updated CV, Tony Robbins PDF result, internet speed screenshot with a minimum of 10 Mbps, a scanned copy of your government ID, and your portfolio with sample works. Step 4, click the submit button and wait patiently for our email. Now here are some tips on how to stand out during your initial interview. Tip number 1, dress up as if you were going to an in-person interview. Wearing something formal will give the interviewer a sign that you are serious about applying to this job role. Tip number 2, find a quiet space where your interview will be held. There's nothing worse than getting distracted by the noise around you and not being able to understand what the interviewer is saying. Tip number 3, be yourself and show up as confidently as you can. Know what you bring to the table and honor your worth. Interested in becoming a part of our team? Submit your application now
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Good luck!